Good morning, hello, and welcome. My name is Demajen. I am a player of Metroidvanias and I like making maps for them, and that is what I'm going to do, probably, for this game. However, it is the 12th of February today, for I've been fortunate enough to be sent a key early by the developers and press, so I get to play the game a little bit early. So this will be a bit of an early look. Now, I play Metroidvanias in a very specific way, a very odd way, and when I make videos for them, I don't actually make technically videos for YouTube when it comes to Metroidvanias. I make videos for myself, so I can talk myself through the process of finding things, and I have something to listen to while I am putting things on a map, because that's what I like doing for many of, but not all of, these kinds of games. So I check the map regularly, I make sure I know where things are, and it does mean that my commentary is not going to be for everybody, whilst I do try and entertain myself while I am talking my way through the game. My sense of humour and the way I go about things is not for everyone. So just keep that in mind. If you are looking for somebody that just plays the game and plays the game well, that's probably not going to be me, because I'm not always very good at video games. But anyway, I don't have a lot of time. The embargo for the game is already up by the time I got a key, so reviews will be out by the time... Well, reviews are almost certainly out now. I haven't looked at any of them. Let us begin. We travel to the sarcophagus on the edge of a black hole. Let us see how this looping system works, and if it is going to make mapping a game quite challenging. If it does, I won't do it. No, that's not true. I like a challenge, but it has to feel worthwhile for me. Right, here we go. We don't have any weapons yet. We can go left at the start. In fact, we have to go left at the start to go to where we're supposed to be, but... Still not entirely sure what that's supposed to symbolise. But let us make our way to the left. Now, I'm assuming... Oh, yes. I'd forgotten about this. The almost obligatory at this point bait when it comes to dropping us down a hole. Whee! So the thing about this, and I know this because the press kit says so, is that this is a game about loops. There are a number of small roguelike, or roguelite arguably, elements to it. So if you watched my demo playthrough, you'll know that there are cortex abilities that you can unlock with your nutrition. And apparently, we're not always going to have those. They're going to reset. Now, they were very easy to get, and that probably explains why there weren't any kind of like real branches. But that might annoy some people. A short sort of relatively low echelon, plucked from a fallen corpse. Ching! And cutscene. Yes. Hello, squid face person. Ow, the light. For the sake of Marduk's eyes, damn that hurts. Huh. You there, can you hear me? Great, an audience of one. Behold the umpteenth failed attempt to make a grand escape from this sarcophagus. I know what needs to be done, but the messed up continuum around here. Never mind. Listen, I need your help. Just give me a moment to get my head straight. Meet me up ahead and I'll show you, okay? I'll explain everything. So yes, this spaceship is well, it's called the sarcophagus by this NPC. I don't know whether that's the actual name of it. Maybe there is one, maybe there isn't. But it's essentially housing an entity that's going to give birth to some kind of eldritch god. But it's stuck in a perpetual loop at the edge of a black hole. Which is a pretty cool premise, it must be said. I think this is the exact same stuff as in the demo. An elastic paste of flour and ginger. Delicious. Oh. Oh, no food from you. Oh no, it's there. Yes, it all pings off in a very delightful. Alright, so many attacks can be countered. Use a slide with circle to slide to the enemy, then press triangle to retaliate. Perfect variety. Prime pom-pom larvae. A firm hind brain, I can read, is still writhing. Yes, I know how to eat. I don't need to eat. We are... Go on, let's nutrition ourselves. So, in the top left, there's a big emphasis in the game, from what we've seen so far, on eating for nutrition. And there's a series of bars that govern different elements of the nutrition. Can we actually see? Yeah, there we go. On the left-hand side there. So we can see our different yug hook tip. These possibly stand for some long words. I'm not sure. But we can see our nutrition levels. And we need certain levels of nutrition in order to be able to unlock these things. Slice. So we can get into the save points. We can use the cortex. And yes, cortex memories can be unlocked in the cortex. Each memory needs a specific amount of nutrition to be unlocked. Get nutrition by eating. And I believe this kind of acts as a roguelite style system where you have to, each loop, rebuild your cortex memories. But I don't know. I didn't read the press kit kind of stuff in a huge amount of detail because I didn't want to spoil too much for myself, if that makes sense. Slice. Battered pom-pom larvae. So that was me not doing it perfectly. And thus getting a slightly lower quality version of the potential food. And lower quality versions don't give you as good amounts of nutrition. Makes sense. So we can view our items here. You'll notice that they have different nutritional values and they heal a different amount of health as well. I can't actually remember where I'm supposed to go. I actually feel like I was supposed to go right, but it doesn't matter because we're essentially treating this as a brand new playthrough, because there could very well be things that are massively different from the demo version. Probably not. But hey, a seed faintly glowing of green linen If attended to, its amorphous potential will tassel out into a climbing plant of Yugen-based properties. I am Ogumumin. So this is one of, so far as I've seen, 2 plantable seeds. We've seen Ogumumin and we've seen a second one. Not that I can remember what it was called, but it looks quite similar. So these ones you just eat, and they've got little kind of, I don't know whether they're supposed to be teeth icons in the top left-hand corner. And then, obviously, on the UI in the top left-hand corner, it's got a little heart to show that it heals health. This, on the other hand, has a little sprout thing to show you that it can just be planted. And you can hit L1 to bring up the food wheel, essentially. Now, one of the things that I spent a good chunk of time in the demo faffing around with was the accessibility options. And for a lot of people, these are going to be quite important because at default settings, the game does not look like this. At default settings, the game is quite busy visually. So what I have done is I've turned down the background. Oh, I turned up the background blur. This is what it looks like normally. I've turned it all the way up to 75% to make sure that there's a nice separation between background and foreground. I have desaturated background ever so slightly, only 25%. So it goes from that to that. It's a little bit. There's also this player halo option, which, and you can just about see it setting in there. That gives you the ability to control how far the other 2 options spread out from your character. So with 100% player halo, most of the screen is not bothered by those. But if you put it down, you can actually see on the right hand side things blur and desaturate as you go. I've turned the player halo off entirely because I want the blur and the desaturate to affect everything in the background. There's also the option of faffing around with scan lines, light bleed, different kinds of color grading, different kinds of vignetting, turning on and off the chromatic aberration, and different kinds of bloom. I've turned scan lines off because despite growing up in the 80s and 90s, I'm not actually a big fan of scan lines or CRT style effects. That and the fact that they have a tendency to, in some cases, really mess with the bitrate of a video. Obviously, you can adjust all of these to your liking. The Temple of Motherhood. So this is our first major zone, from what I've gathered. Oops. Battered. So you will have noticed that there's an interesting font. They've actually created 2 fonts for the game, which bloody pulp lost its potency due to a sloppy execution. Yeah, they've created 2 fonts for the game to add to this very kind of psychedelic look that is going on. But I've swapped the kind of dialogue font out to this one just so it's nice and easy to read. I could have sworn that I planted something in at their fertile spot. Gardener. Wasn't the voice acting? No. Oh. I dare greet you, my friend. Imagine this. I was just about to bury a delicate seed in this rich soil. But then I asked myself, Gardener, you drifting cloud, didn't you sow here already? Oh, yes, we actually have to try and leave the area before he will talk again. Gardener, gardener. Luckily, I have many seeds. Yeah. It's never too late to start anew. And obviously, this ties into the idea of the loops. But these things, we can get an upgrade that permanently marks them on the map. At least I think it's permanent. So we're going to be able to, in our loops, rejig what we sow in these things. Due to an unusually spicy mixture of nutrients, the cacumen is partially psionic. Of course. Transmogrified by the sarcophagus's energy streams, its appearance echoes the Ultros entity to such an extent that many of the Shamacels stopped eating it out of self-deluded respect. So the Ultros entity is the kind of godlike eldritch being, I think, that is imprisoned at the heart of this sarcophagus. For many people, that I think the fact that I've turned up the background blurriness might not be to their kind of their taste. And I get that. You know, it is a very specific perfect variety. Not entirely sure what was perfect about that, but yeah. Okay. I am not sure I remember this from the demo. Anyway. Weren't we given the option of planting there? Oh, we have to have it selected. I don't think I'd realise that. So we can plant this here. It will grow and grow and grow. Give us a second cacumen. Cacumens are quite good for certain nutrition types. Enemies can be juggled. Good work. Oh. Hey, look. Sorry for the confusion. I just had to find my bearings. Things get blurry in here, and I've been stuck since forever and a day. I'm Wallet, with eyes that spy in all directions. Ha! Forget it, just a bureau thing. Anyways, further ahead, there's a bastard of a shaman hooked to a pod. Here, have a look. Up. This shaman bastard sustains the illusion and messes with the continuum, keeping anyone from getting out. You must go there. Bash that pod real good. Getting out of here is only possible if the illusion shatters. I beg of you, before you lose your mind like the others. Diptera cerebrum, a milky and nutty flavour. Wouldn't you bite through? Pop. So we've got a way down there. We've got another garden here. We've got some really cool stuff in the background. The only thing that is kind of vaguely problematic about blurring everything is that it also blurs all the background elements that can be hit, which is an interesting choice. Right, here's a barrier that we can't get through until later, and I'd completely forgotten about it in the demo playthrough. I don't know how big the world map gets. That seems to be the bottom. top, left, right. So it's not huge, but again, if it is a game that is going to revolve around doing loops of things, it makes sense that it's not going to be... It's not going to be massive because you're going to be traversing the same thing over and over. Okay. See, some of the destructible things are very much in the foreground. Alright, zip across here. Now, I seem to recall this stuff hurts. Yep. Galva with its thread-like mesocarp within its thread-like mesocarp lies a bittersweet trace of benzoic acid. The first bite tastes like Elysium, the second like yet another cycle of temporal procreation. Right. Heavy attack to break through shields. This doesn't work on all shields, we discovered in the... Prime pom-pom larvae. I don't actually yet understand the purpose of that kind of juggly mechanic. I assume there is one. Don't know what it is. Right, we need to... eat. Nom nom nom. Ah, yes, that locks us into this area for a little while. The classic kind of lock and key Metroidvania design where it's like, oh, we don't want you to get too overwhelmed, so we're gonna lock you in the area for a little bit so that you don't have full freedom of exploration for a while. Gives you an opportunity to unlock an ability and try it out without fear of getting soft locked. Right, let's get the combo. And that's opened up a couple of other options. Dropkick is a fun one. I'm not entirely sure of the purpose of this. I kind of feel like the key is maybe not wasting your nutrition levels, but I'm not entirely sure. So we need some that's going to offer us some blue. We've already got quite a lot of green, so... yeah. I don't know whether food... I don't think foodstuffs are going to be so rare that it's going to make a massive difference. Prime Scuttler Scalp. I think the juggle mechanic might be there to aid you in perfecting and getting fancier. Game hunting. Using varied attacks to defeat your prey and get the best spoils. Pummeling an enemy with the same attacks will ruin the spoils. Yeah. So it's essentially a combat rating. You know, the better you are, Oh, that just gave me perfect variety from hitting him 3 times. Ouroboros Spinner. Yeah, it's an odd system, and I'm fine with oddness. Oddness is, yeah, it is what it is. I don't have anything to plant here, so we'll come back to... Oh, wait. What do we have here? An Ogumumin. But yeah, the visuals are very, very weird. Very bizarre. Yoink. Now, I think I tried for a while to get up to the left there. You can't do it. Or at least I couldn't do it. Now, I wanted to go... This took me far too long to figure out in that... Ahem. Right, I want to do this first. Then this. Then that. And then Manon. Oh, this was a memory thing, wasn't it? Deliverance. The path to deliverance goes through trials and tribulations. Trials make us strong, and I know I have to be stronger. I am the one to carry out the promise. I am Qualia. Do we know what the promise is? Don't think so. Took me ages to realise that that was a platform there. Which is weird, actually, because when I was editing together my demo playthrough, I'd actually got up here in the first section. Oops. Battered. Yeah. I'm not going to worry too much about the quality of the foods. If it starts becoming an obvious problem and something that I do need to watch out for, then sure, I'll see what I can do. But I'm getting plenty of perfect variety, essentially accidentally, so... Oh, that's going to mess me up so often. Right. So we've got to work our way up and round to the end of our first loop. I don't know how many loops there are in the game. I know that the devs expect the first ending, of which there are 3, to take approximately 15-ish hours to get through, depending on your playstyle and so on and so forth. I tend to be quite a slow and methodical player when it comes to these because of how I'm playing the game. You know, I like to uncover the map. And I like to play in shortish blocks. Certainly going to be recording in shortish blocks. The idea being that each block will be 30-ish. No, 60-ish. That's an hour, isn't it? 60-ish minutes long. I'm not, however, necessarily going to... I need to go and get double jump and stuff first. I don't know how I'm going to edit this together. It may be edited in the same hour blocks that I record. It might not. And it boils down to the fact that when you are mapping something, it can be quite... it can be quite laborious. It can, you know, if you've got, I've got a video file and it's got 3 hours of footage in it, and I need to watch it all through and kind of plan out where all the different things are. And 3 hours can be quite an overwhelming amount of stuff. So I've started trying to ensure that I record in shorter blocks, purely for my own, well, what classifies as sanity. This was the little library room, wasn't it? Yeah, with the 2 gardens in. We do not have anything seed-wise. Ooh. Interesting. You can't see the statistic changes on that, but you can on this. There we go. We've got a good chunk of green. Save point to the left here? Yes. On occasion, when playing a demo, I will map it out. I have not done so with this. Right, I need some more blue. That'll do us. Ah, there is more. Okay, I thought there might be. It was locked off in the demo. Oh, I see. I like sliding benefits. Huh. So yeah. Huh. So right, I want to see what all of the different upgrades, of course, are now. So we need some more green. Right, that'll give us green. Yeah, certain of these seem quite common. Right, that links to a quick follow-up slice. Also leads to drop food in the soil to turn it in compost. The process takes 1 loop. So the implication there is that there are going to be quite a number of loops. And that means that gardens are going to be super valuable, and knowing where gardens are is going to be super valuable. So we don't necessarily want to waste stuff. But equally, we want to get upgrades as quickly. Juggled enemies cause more damage when they hit other enemies, so that's something they can do. Attack and quick step past your enemy by pressing up and square while sliding. Yeah, it looks like this grid's going to be fairly substantial. Ogumumin. Either way, we've now got gardens marked on our map, so we can see where they are. I believe it sticks around for subsequent loops. Come in. Right, let's go and destroy some scenery. Right, double jump. Unless it's different, which it could be, but it's probably not. The Tenebra Caligarum is a tool used by the Berian Shamasal in their cleansing ritual. It has popularity. It has popularly become known as an extractor. Although not intended, its more nimble users can use it to do double jump. Hello? Who's in there? You there, Sojana? How did you get... Impossible. From the imprint of Nu through the shadows, the Tenebra Caligarum binds. To those chosen. But they trusted me with the calling. I am Collier, called the Shamasal Chalice of Beria. I am the Chalice. I need to go. So there's a bit of a mystery as to kind of what Callier's issue is. But this kind of stuff here kind of guides us, I guess, in terms of this is the way we need to go. Interesting. How could it bind to her? Is she here to replace me? Pull yourself together, Qualia. Breathe, breathe. What? Why are you following me? Stay away. Can't actually get through that passage there. It's blocked off by the darkness. Oh, we can't get out of here. It's time for the first boss. The enraged beast. Oh, it's got more attacks, I think, than it did in the demo. I'm just going to run straight into that. Where have I gone? Oh, I'm over there. Ow. Ouch. I'm hitting the wrong button entirely for dodging. Take that. That's not the dodge button. Oh. And fireball. And charge. And win. Wrath upon the enraged. Defeat the enraged moth beast. I have done so. And we can now use it as a stepping stone. Poor moth beast. I do not know if this is a specific icon for this boss or whether it is a more generic icon to show that there is a boss here. Oops. Oddly 3D doors. Now. What happened? Ah, yes. Ogumumin. We shall put you in the hole. Oh, and we can actually pick it up just before it beds in. If we need to. Yoink. Right, there's clearly more up there, but we can't reach it yet. Instead, we have to... isn't there a second boss through here? Darkness Unleashed. So this is the shaman. Can't remember what this was. It did something. Oh, this allows us to get through the black swirly things. Extractor. Yeah, return a modification. Extractors come equipped to hold different emotions for safe disposal. They can also run multiple utility programs. This one, however, appears encrypted. Interesting that it has an icon at the top. Ah! Yes, I thought. So, L1 gives us a different wheel for food. R1 gives a different wheel for returners. Interesting. Doesn't actually explain where we are. Are we below? Are we inside? Are we... Oh, there we go. The incubator. You myopic fool. The cathectic transference has been disrupted, meaning that the birthing has begun. No time to waste. Locked. I was going to say, can we get out? Because there was another passageway. Was it all the way over here? Possibly. Nom 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 nom. Or something. The Temple of Motherhood. The garden there. Does that get marked? No, it doesn't get marked unless we use it. Awaiting connection. Not entirely sure what those are about. Alright. Cortex. So blue and... I see. Each of those is going to push red up way higher than... Yeah, everything is requiring... Yeah, I'm sure there are going to be foods that will... give differing amounts of bits and pieces. But for right now, we're not locked in any way, shape or form. But everything is giving red and it feels like a waste. It's going to depend on how often this loop mechanic works. And I'm reasonably certain that we get a loop here after we've defeated this boss. Actually, it wasn't a boss, was it? It was just we got sucked into this and then... Well, no, was there a boss? Didn't the demo end here? You dare enter the humidity crib? The insolence. Stand back, Sojourner. Finally, the metamorphosis has commenced. My part in the ushering, my destiny forthwith. And that's where the demo ended. I think. That's right, isn't it? So it's taken me much less time to get through it this time, but again, I did it in 2 halves previously. The Ultros entity. We have defeated 1 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shaman. The cycle begins anew. Let our quiet mycelium lament the unrest and return to what once was. But now we have more stuff. Going backwards. End of loop 1. I'm assuming. Okay. Wake up. So that's essentially the prologue out of the way. Ah. Oh. Oh. So the cortex gets reset. We don't have any food, nor do we have the double jump or anything. Interesting. I was assuming we would keep some of the things. Okay, we can now get over here because we knew that was going to break out from underneath us, but we still can't get through there because we don't have... our sword or anything. With 1,000 eyes I see, with 1,000 bubbles I shape the dream foam to remember everything. My tendrils shiver for this terma. Abraxas, guide my hands to unearth what lies beneath this sarcophagus's elusive surface, this wayward container of burying origin. Hopefully the pilgrims and whatever roamers that might reside here are receptive, or at least keep to their own. Right, this drops us down to the same place as previous. So I guess... Interesting. So this room actually does have some slight persistence. Well, interesting that one of these is already destroyed. Okay, so we pick up the sword again. Whoa, that was something. You okay? Hard to say with that visor. Is the continuum fixed? I don't know. I'm not sure how it's supposed to feel. Wait, that body. I remember. So she kept her promise, of course, like a true huntress. Guess I won't be leaving after all. But you still can. Yeah, something must have changed. We need to explore this further. You have to go back to that demon. So we need to get back to where we were. The question is, will things potentially have changed? I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. Yeah. Battered. Down we go. The question is, how much... I keep getting stuck on the combo timing. Sometimes I can pull it off. Interesting. So that has grown further. And also... Oh. So we can get to different places, not necessarily with the abilities, because the gardens will have grown for us. Mnemonic mycelium. While you sleep, the mycelium can attach itself to a cortex memory and allow it to persist over loops. During the regenerative phase, the mnemonic mycelium creates an appendix to the main guiding tunnel, leading to the damaged axons. Coated with a mnemonic foam originating from an irregularity in the myelin protein, the appendix releases a cloud of nanoparticles that penetrates the hippocampus. With a veil of perception, currents run blind. So that will enable us to permanently unlock some kind of upgrade. The question of whether it is persistent or reversible or how rare and limited that is, who knows? Can be removed and reapplied freely. Oops. Okay. Yeah, nice and simple, socketed. I want the combo for now. Just to make the combat feel more... Oh! Gardener's garden? Ah, be greeted, my friend. So happy your trail led to my garden. Gardener's tree is much magnificent, yeah? You must try a fruit. So delicious. Have a seed, my friend. Maybe we'll grow a beautiful tree someday. Yod-yog. Not of berry in origin, the yod-yog seed is one of the sarcophagus's more curious finds. Most likely brought to the station by an acolyte with a Shamsal cause or by some other curious interstellar traveller. Yod-yog, this far from home. Moussaka. The rich-coloured moussaka is a cluster-growing pepo fruit. Rich in folate and potassium, it's a distant relative to the more pomologically prominent banana fruit, curled up in the soft-hued hype. Okay, so we can reach 3 of those. Okay, let us plant a yog-yog. Let's see what this grows for us. Okay, it's got a different looking branching structure. Ah, I see. It grows moussaka. Okay, what kind of nutrition do the moussaka? Ah, plenty of blue. This will be useful. So this is Gardener's Garden, which is a completely different zone by the look of it. Interesting. So the gardens actually show you on the map what plants you have grown in them. I wonder how many different varieties there are going to be for that. Bloody pulp. Perfect variety. Another Ogomumen. It looks like if I plant an Ogomumen here, eventually it might grow up and tall and allow us to get higher without necessarily needing the double jump. But not yet. Alright. Yeah, I don't think we can get through there. Oh, I mean, we could, but it would take a load of damage. Bloody pulp. Ah, another save points. Yeah, quite an interesting way of doing things. This. So we have transitioned back to the living quarters. Ah, no, I can't get through there because don't have the... Ah, hello again, my friend. Gardener usually keeps close to his garden. But there are so many strange and beautiful patches around here. Oh, you've happened upon one of those jumbles of machinery, yeah? Looks complicated, but all those components make it brittle. I bet just about any plant could break this barrier in moments. But the only good planting spot here seems to be up there in the ceiling. Yeah? Oh, think you can juggle this seed up there? Give it a swing. Okay. Whoa, nice moves. Ah, let's just wait a moment and... Ooh, so close. Don't worry, this happens to Gardener all the time. Our little plant just doesn't have enough of a root system to support more growth right now. Yeah? But I'm sure it will absorb more nutrients from the soil in a while. We'll just have to wait a few months or so. How exciting. Oh! Oh! We swing! Mushy berry! Found and cultivated in abundance all over the orchard. Its high nutritional value unfortunately comes with a bland taste and texture. Eating a mushy berry feels like eating a cloud. Okay, so we will have to come back to that in another loop. So I'm assuming then that we can control when we loop by heading to the Temple of Motherhood and making our way to the Ultros entity. That is my assumption. Could very well be more to it than that. Biomemory unit is booting up. Scan suggests subject has new memory imprints. Corrupt memory 1. Okay, this is a record of what we got when we first looped. Yeah, that's the record that we got from the anemone. And that was the very first one that we got on loop number 1. Okay, so we've got imprints of memories that stay collected over various loops. And that is going to be our way of exploring them. Or rewatching them, however you want to describe it. Oh, hello, Qualia. Oh, hello. Have we met before? That helmet, your face. Forgive me for staring. Something about the plants around this patch stirs my awareness. Do you feel anything? Maybe a psychosomatic reaction? Shapes or shadows, like forgotten memories? No? I'm sorry. I must be on my way. Interesting. Another mnemonic mycelium. Now, I wonder if she is so receptive. I wonder if she's even there, but I wonder if she's so receptive if we've been and got the double jump before talking to her. Perfect variety. It's very interesting having a Metroidvania game where you get abilities and then you have them removed as well. That's another one of those. Oh. Ooh. Well, we're going to have to get through here because we can't get back. We've got no breath bar or anything, so it's not like we are... What the? I didn't kill it, did I? What is this? Who knows, but it's not interactable. Which is odd. It looked like something we were totally going to be able to interact with. Guess not. Right, this is the right-hand edge of the map. Some slight wonkiness there. Yeah, so I don't think this world is necessarily going to be very big. I think it's going to be quite dense. I see, there's another thing on the ceiling there. Huh. Okay, there's a way up, but we can't... We can't charge attack upwards. I don't know, which plant was it that we needed to hit up to... to grow downwards? I guess that's something that we will learn as we go. Demajen refinery. Ah. The music's quite sinister. Right, let's have that. Need lots of blue for this. Spawning grounds of alien critters appear on the map. Max health has increased. I'm intrigued as to what that looks like. Perform a backdash in midair. Increase your attack power. Huh. Again, we're going to need the right kind of... Wall jump is an ability that we have to unlock. But we could lock it in, couldn't we? So you could lock wall jump in for your next however many go-rounds. That's a very interesting way of doing things. Very interesting. Right, that's going to be it for this first bit. I think we're going to go to the Demajen refinery next time, but that's over an hour. Thoughts? Very interesting. It's I see what it's doing when it comes to keeping the spawners on. It's even showing ones for areas that we actually haven't. I'm assuming that is because you will want to be farming up specific foods for your different nutritional values on each loop. So you can get to the specific abilities that you want. That would be my guess. So this would be quite useful information for that kind of thing. I suspect it will also make the map look quite busy. But again, if we're thinking that actually realistically the map's not going to be that large, that's top left, bottom right, top right. So we're not looking at a lot of areas here. We're looking at very densely packed areas with a looping system and roguelike style or roguelite style progression to keep each loop. And I assume it's going to loop after each shaman that we free / kill / whatever it is that we're doing. I can imagine that people are going to be quite confused by this. I am also a little bit confused by this, so that's good. That's very Monday morning. Good times. Let's play a little bit more. I'm going to quickly edit this together so I can get a video out on it today, and then we'll come back and we'll play a little bit more. Hope you've enjoyed this slightly early look. Early for me, anyway. Hopefully, this video will be out on the 12th. But yeah, some interesting ideas. Interesting ideas leaking into this. We'll see how it evolves. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Stay fabulous. Have a great day. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.